What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the On God Pod with your boys. I'm Jafar.
I'm Bashir.
I'm on.
You already know what it is. This is another episode, another day. How you guys doing?
I'm blessed. Alhamdulillah.
Pretty good.
Alhamdulillah. Same here, man. Yeah, today's episode is about. I don't know. I feel like we should have a conversation about like, damn, like, just I don't know, just a real ass combo. Like I just been I thought this making a podcast shit is like easy.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not as easy as I thought it'd be. A lot of
Definitely
ups and downs a little bit.
So yeah, it's a learning curve, definitely.
Facts, the learning curve has just been fucking a nigga up a little bit. But I'm trying to put it together. I mean, you know what I'd be worried about? I'm not gonna lie, in my mind, I'm like, damn, I hope it's not trash. I just hope people are like when they listen to it that they fuck with it. You know, and I don't know why, you know, like I was thinking about that so much, and I'm like, damn, it took me back to when I used to make music.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I remember the pressures of making music. Like, as much as I love doing it, it was a little bit annoying when it came to like. It's sad to say, it's like the critiquing. You know, you're like, fuck, I don't want nobody to critique my shit all. Because some people be rough, you know.
Oh
some
yeah,
people don't give a
for
shit.
sure. Do you feel like is it the same feeling when you first started making music?
Yeah, push it in. The phone. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I think that sounds better. Yeah, is it the same feeling as when you first started making music?
Yeah.
It's like the whole learning how
Yeah.
everything functions.
And I think that's with anything new, anything that you try new. Like you're trying to do something that's different, that's a little bit new, and like put yourself out there a little bit. You start thinking a lot of extra shit, you know, trying to,
Yeah.
especially when I think about when I talk about like how people will accept it. Like if it's trash, I'm talking about like the presentation of putting it out, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to put something out that's just like some random whatever mediocre shit. Like I want it to be something that's like that's reflective of us, you know.
Yeah.
Like, of the work that we're putting in, because we're really trying to do it properly and shit. But then my mind be like, damn, this shit is trash. I watched it like a bunch of times editing it, and I'm like, damn, this shit's bad. And my mind's like, nah, nigga, I'm tripping. Like this is fire. This is dope. And you know, going back and forth in my head, and I'm like, damn.
What do you mean it's trash?
Like it's not. I know it's not trash. I'm saying, you know, when you doubt yourself,
Oh,
you start
yeah.
doubting yourself.
So
I'm not
you're
saying
the
with the
biggest.
actual thing. I'm doubting how like I put it together, man. That I didn't do it properly. I should have done this better. Shouldn't I do
because
better?
this is why when people create, they let other people edit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with music. If you sit there and make music, record yourself and then mix yourself, and it's just you're just gonna go to a rabbit hole
Oh,
of
yeah.
God.
of man, I can't do it. It could be better. This maybe I should have
Yeah.
done this.
Yeah.
You're yourself your biggest critique.
Exactly.
Facts.
That's why some people just like they record it and let other people put it together.
On
Oh
God.
yeah.
So that's a little something you ain't got to do. Something that's stressful.
Yeah. You know, and
'Cause I know what you're talking about, man.
I'm just trying to make sure it's done. You know, and like I don't want to.
Hey, man, I know you go through it because I just come here and just sit down here and talk, and then you gotta go put that shit together. That shit
Yeah.
is a motherfucker, man. That shit is not no joke.
I mean, it's not even as hard as it needs to be. It's just like, you know, I start used to thinking so much extra shit. You're like, man. And I know that's in anything in life. Anytime you do something new, like you start like really like wondering. But even this space is like, we really got to be, because I really, with the podcast, I wanted to be about like the bros, about really like, you know, it's crazy. But I was talking to niggas about it. I was like, man, you know, not too many dudes have homies where like they can sit down and actually chop it up with, you know?
No, yeah.
Like
definitely.
real homeboys are like they're friends for years. Some people got it, a lot of people don't though. So a lot of niggas, they don't know how to communicate how they feel sometimes. I know we got a different group where we do that so much that it's normal, you know. No matter what's going on in somebody's life, like we talk to each other.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
and that was the purpose of the podcast. I wanted people to see exactly the and hear the conversations that we have, because I know like there's definitely like am I tripping right now? Bashir, say something?
Yo.
Am I say something?
Yo.
Yo.
It's that marijuana.
Oh God, I'm looking at the
He
verse.
said, I know what you're talking about, because you're the only one that's talking, and there's just flat lines. Like, where's this flat
On
lines?
everything, I just
'Cause
saw
you the only
flatlines.
one
I'm like, what the fuck?
Because you're the only one talking.
That's why.
'Cause you the only one
Oh, I'm
talking.
glad you caught that, Ahmad. I'm
Yeah.
really glad you caught that. Did you
Yeah.
see that? Bush was
Yeah, I
like,
did.
I looked at like 2 lines. I was like, I don't see shit happening. Oh my God, am I the only one yapping?
Yeah, I've been recording myself and looking at the
Yeah.
laptop before.
That's what I
So,
mean.
you know,
This is
you
what I
start
mean.
talking, and it's just a flat line. Like, where's the?
Especially with the mic you got.
Yeah.
Picks up
Oh
a
God,
lot
my
more.
shit is strong as a bitch. That's why I'm trying not to talk so loud either, man. Even this, like, you know, it's
You
crazy,
turn
like
your-
learning
Turn
the.
your volume up. We need to get some headphones.
Oh God, we do need some headphones
Yeah.
because we need to hear each other when we're speaking, so we don't speak over each other and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's so many little things, and I know, like, it's gonna take time. Like, we gotta work on it. We gotta do it
And
for it to get better. You know.
one thing too, we need one of those little pads with
Oh,
the sound
soundbar.
effects. That, yeah,
Yeah.
we need to put drops and everything in
I know.
that.
We have too
Definitely.
many. We have too many.
You know
like-
what's so crazy? Pam just bought Michael one.
Oh,
Oh, no
lit.
way.
Hell yeah. Little
Pam
Michael,
bought
shout out to
Michael a
Mikey.
whole-
Your birthday's
a whole,
coming up.
A whole podcast set.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
lit.
Oh, he's about to go crazy.
They were like, you know, they were inspired. They came by. They're like, I'm gonna do a podcast, and they're at the crib the other day. They're like, man, they're all hanging out together.
Yeah, that'll be the craziest podcast.
And I caught them. They're talking. And they're talking about nothing. They're like, yeah, guys. You know what? Like, yesterday Tuesday, Edgar. Like, who the hell is Edgar? Talking about shit that happened at school.
Edgar.
Yo, there's no age limit for podcasts like that.
There
Nah,
is no age limit.
no, I love their
Podcasting.
I love the way they're like trying to be creative too. Though
Yeah.
when they see
They're
like-
doing their pod.
anything with all of it, with like the music, with all the shit they do, they're so creative. Like they really like try to, even like them putting their little posts on Instagram and shit. Like they try to like do things that are like their energy, their personality. It's fucking fun.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see.
They're heavy on it.
Oh God.
Definitely.
Yo, is that new?
Yeah, that was
Yes,
just put
sir.
up the other day. I was
That's
thinking
why I'm
maybe we
sitting
should-
here tripping. I'm like, I know I didn't see this last time.
No. Sam just put that up.
Yeah,
I was
that
thinking
looks
maybe we
dope.
should do one the other, next episode. We like show
Yeah.
that side.
You
Yeah,
know what's
for-
so dope? He should put some back here.
Yeah, maybe something else.
Huh?
Yeah.
But the Kobe and the nip in the back is already solidified back there. Come on.
It's
Nah,
iconic.
like it's still space right here.
Rest in peace to both of them.
It's still
Rest
space
in
right there.
peace.
Yeah.
We might
looks
just have
hard
to
though.
do.
We should-
This one,
do one with
especially
that.
on this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
This
Don't
one-
worry.
Oh, this one will look.
Don't
cool.
worry. As the time
Yeah.
as the time progresses, Ahmad,
Yeah.
I'm trying to put like editing and like have different shit going on in the background, bro. We're gonna try to make things different. Don't worry. As for now, it's gonna be as
Yeah.
basic as it can be, but
Yeah. Everybody's podcast doesn't jump off in the first episodes.
no, definitely.
People
Yeah, we
be-
start learning everything.
people be 1,000 episodes deep.
No, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Still trying to figure shit out.
Yeah, and I don't think like obviously am I like on that we're about to just blow up off of one episode. That would be amazing, but hey, I doubt that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Off one episode.
Yeah, just a nigga just come by and be like, oh, this this podcast is hot. These niggas is talking that shit. Oh yeah, get these niggas a deal.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
nah,
like
that's
the
not
main goal for sure is to show or to share our perspective on things.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And that's like the main goal, and hopefully, as it picks up, more people are attracted to it, and goes from there.
Oh God. And
Yeah, of course.
I want to add too, like I want to like you know what I'm saying, like I said, like have those conversations that need to be had around the homies.
Yeah.
And like really talk to each other about things that, because Ahmad, you've gone through a long life of lessons. I feel like people hearing about lessons, because somebody told me something dope the other day. I forgot where the hell I heard it. I was like, I feel like I'm high. This fucking weed got me high. I feel like it was on Instagram, but it was like it's not what you say. You know what I'm saying? It's like when somebody does something, especially with music, right? Nobody gives a shit about the lyrics. It's about how you make somebody feel.
No, definitely.
You know, so in general, like I want people to kind of have that feeling towards the shit too when they watch the podcast and listen to it, and they're like, "Damn, I understand. I feel that way." You know, I feel like that story. I feel what y'all niggas going through. I've gone through and listened to the lessons.
Yeah,
and
but
shit.
as long as it's genuine, I mean, you don't have to worry about that
Yeah.
True.
because that's what people feel, genuine stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. People catch fake off top.
Oh God, the internet ain't no joke nowadays.
Yeah.
Huh?
The internet is not a joke right now.
Yeah, because everybody's
Catch
faking
your
it.
ass if you being fake.
Yeah.
out here.
You could easily go on a podcast and just start bullshitting.
Oh God.
They
There's a
come
lot
all
of
these-
niggas that do though.
Make all these stories up.
I'm just being honest. There's a lot of niggas that do. You be watching podcasts, there be people like telling you some most outrageous
Oh,
story
yeah.
about some fucking crazy shit. You're like, oh my God, this is why did I tune into this?
The podcast.
No, certain people like you never watch like those clips of like they try to clickbait you with like a little
Oh, yeah.
story, and it's like I was in the Himalayas looking for gold, and out of nowhere a Siberian tiger came. You're like, nigga, like, they be
Yeah.
going outlandish with the story. You're trying to tell everybody got like a crazy story about something, and then the one that kills me is when people be like explaining like shit, like another story that happened,
Yeah.
like they were there. And you go look at the podcast, it's like a murder mystery thing or something, and like they're explaining the
You
case.
know what? You
It
know,
was like Deborah took the knife and went to stab Teresa. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? You get there,
You know what's so
This
crazy?
bitch is explaining the case. I gotta leave.
You know what's so crazy? I never listened to no podcast like that. No. I never ever listened to no podcast like that.
You never heard of
Because-
murder mystery podcast, nigga? Come on, man. Them niggas, they go up sometimes.
I never heard of that. I never heard.
When they be talking about like the cold cases and shit, when
Yeah.
somebody dies
Nah.
and something happens.
See, the closest podcast I've listened to something like that was like the 27 Club or something like that.
What was that about? Yeah.
It was I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, called the 27 Club. If I'm wrong, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
This nigga's high too.
But this podcast was talking about how all these artists, young artists,
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix and so on, how they all died at the
Oh,
same
the
age.
27
Oh, yeah.
Club.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amy Winehouse, they all
Yeah.
died
Conspiracy theories.
at the same age and almost the same way, drug related shit.
Yeah.
And it was just a weird like conspiracy theory
Yeah,
shit.
I've heard of that one before.
Yeah, so I listened to a podcast like that, but then no other podcast.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like nowadays, literally every subject there's a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Whatever you could think of, there's a podcast for.
On everything, which is beautiful too. Like it's
Yeah.
dope because even like obviously for us too, we gotta we gotta get into a lane somehow. You know, we gotta
Yeah.
figure out
Yeah.
what our
Most
lane is.
definitely.
Yeah.
Man, to be honest with you, what is a lot? I don't listen to a lot of podcasts.
I've been listening to like the comedy ones. I like Flagrant. Flagrant makes me laugh. Andrew Schultz is funny.
Yeah.
Oh, with Charlamagne the God.
No. That's the Brilliant Idiots.
That's brilliant. Idiots, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Flagrant. Yeah.
What's the- I always I feel bad, but I always forget the Indian homie's name.
Yeah, I always forget his name.
And I'm high, so it makes me more fucked up because I
don't-
know brother's name, but because he a hilarious ass comedian too. That nigga's funny as shit.
I don't know.
But that one's cool. I think what's
You're
it called?
talking
And I used to
about,
listen to. I used to watch
Oh, man, what's that dude's name?
What podcast was that? I think it was like No Jumper is technically a podcast. I used to watch that, but I stopped watching No Jumper. There's too much drama on there.
Yeah, I stopped fucking with No Jumper. The only podcast I listen to is Joe Budden podcast.
And Joe Budden is cool, but
Every-
he just be a little bit like extra sometimes too.
No, it's because it's like
Pump.
no,
pump,
it's called it's like wrestling.
Pump it up.
It's like wrestling.
Like, come on, that's all I hear when I hear Joe Budden, man. I want to hear.
Nah,
everything
you
talk.
never listen
No
to his
disrespect, Joe Budden.
podcast. He's the
come
number
to me,
one
please.
podcaster.
Yeah, I know he's a top
Yeah.
figure.
That's
right
what I'm saying.
if
If
you
you
go-
listen to the podcast, you'll understand why. Because a lot of people.
That's facts. I honestly haven't listened to it, so I can't talk shit.
yeah, because his podcast it's not just him talking. You know,
Yeah, Queens Philip. is
Queen's
on there.
Flip now he's on it now, and
Yeah.
Melissa Ford, and then Ice, and it's two other dudes. So now, the thing I like about that podcast is his homies. Joe Budden podcast. His homies don't hold nothing back.
Yeah.
It's like they won't let him sit there and talk shit and say shit
Yeah.
and let it slide. They'll challenge him on it. They'll be like, "Oh, nigga, you a phony." Like, nah, nigga, that's not what you talking about off camera. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like they'll, they put him on blast. Like, that's not what you said. Woo, you talking shit about this dude's music, but woo, like how that Michael B. Jordan shit went down.
Yeah.
When he was talking shit about Michael B. Jordan, and his homies like, "Nah, nigga, you sounded like a fucking, you sounded like a bitch.
Yeah.
Like you sounded
I gotta
like
check
a
it out
bitch,
then. I don't
nigga.
know.
Like
I'll
you
go
know."
lis- I'll go listen to it. I
Yeah,
haven't
it is.
checked out.
But and it was mostly it was a manly podcast.
Yeah.
Then it's a woman now in there, Melissa Ford. So
Yeah.
now it's like almost a female aspect of certain conversations they have. It's not one sided no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they can sit there and talk about women. Now women could say something about it in the podcast.
Yeah.
Like we could sit here and have a whole conversation about women. Ooh, and there's no woman here to defend themselves.
I'm cool. We're not trying to get attacked. We're not trying to
Yeah,
harm
that's
any.
what-
We're not trying to harm
what
any
I'm saying.
organization.
But
nigga.
that's what I'm saying. That's
Any
what Joe
gender.
Budden.
We're not trying to. We're not doing none of that. We're not
That's what
getting
I'm
into
saying. That's
trouble.
what Joe Budden. That's what he dug into. Like, yo,
No trouble for us, please.
he dug into that. He dug into that. You know, oh, you sit here, and then you have to be very mindful of what you say about women without sounding misogynistic.
Yeah.
I think we should be able to speak our mind regardless of anything, no matter who's about.
Nah, but not when there's a cancel culture.
I feel what you're saying.
Now, if you're making a lot of money, and you have a big platform, you just can't say anything you want.
Yeah.
Now you
switch up.
yeah, you got.
but there's certain people that do. That's what I'm saying.
But these people own their own network.
There's certain people that do that don't own things like that. It's people that have fans that are like popping on YouTube that do shit that they don't give a fuck about on cancel culture, because you know what it is. It's like that's the problem too. That's why niggas is worried about making craft, because people out here like
I really think right now, and the whole internet and the whole podcasting thing, everybody's pandering. Everybody's pandering to something, to someone, because everybody just can't say anything what they want. I can't sit here and say what I want, and then you go sit here and put it on YouTube. You gonna be like, you gonna cut some shit out, right?
no.
So I can sit here and say whatever I want.
Yes, you've been saying what you want, yeah.
No, I haven't.
But that's the thing though, is like with the certain conversation is like, what's the purpose? I get what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, what's the purpose of talking about some of that shit? Like it's dead for. Like there's other shit that niggas can have a whole conversation about that could be useful.
But there's a lot of useful conversations we can have.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm
People
saying,
can't have it.
and even talking about like being honest, like yeah, nigga, be honest. If you feel a certain way, you fucking feel a certain way. If somebody's talking to you, we're talking about something, you feel that way, you shouldn't be held back to nothing. None of you, nigga. Nobody.
But we're talking like common folks, because we're not famous. So nobody know us.
But
as soon as you get famous, people know you.
Yeah, well,
you just can't say whatever you want.
Once you've, depending on the platform you're in, who signs your check, that dictates what you could say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I feel what you're saying. But that's what I'm saying, that we can't even think like that yet, because we're still, that's the whole thing we're doing. We're trying to work on.
I understand what you're saying for sure.
It's like, I mean, like down the line, obviously but I feel like if somebody builds a mold where like, because okay, let's be honest, nigga, there's sides that they call them now, red pill, blue, whatever the fucking pills is. There's where niggas is saying what the fuck they want to say.
Yeah.
They're doing what the fuck they want to do, and it's
fresh and fit.
People are not
fresh and fit.
Yeah,
podcast.
people are against it. People are against all of it. People don't fuck with it. Some people fuck with it, but again, that's the purpose of all this shit.
Like Andrew Tate.
Not everybody's gonna like you. Not everybody's gonna dislike you. That's how it works.
So like Andrew Tate.
Yeah, even that nigga. Yeah.
He said whatever he wanted to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, there definitely are like two groups of people that speak on whatever goes in their head, and there's certain people that watch what they say.
Yeah, they pander.
Yeah,
and
those are people like
they
walk
that
on
pander,
eggshells.
Huh?
There's definitely people that pander. That's the thing, though. That's what I'm saying. I'd like us to be like very honest and like be real to each other, be real on it, and be honest in the camera too. It's like, obviously, nigga, don't be a fucking ignorant ass nigga just here like, hey, fuck these people. Like,
that's what I. But that's what I.
But why would you do that though? Like, why would you do that? That's like somebody like, nigga, why you just gonna come and just start being like come to the party and be like, man, fuck this nigga. Like,
fuck you. You're cool.
Yeah, like chill out, bro. Like you can feel that way. That's even fine. I don't have no problem. But just don't come and just start yelling at the niggas for no reason.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
let the niggas breathe, bro.
Yeah, the conversation should be fluid for sure. But can't just come here and be aggressive.
I'm gonna be like, I hate people that eat ketchup. Like, what nigga? What's wrong with you? Like, I don't like niggas that eat ketchup.
Nah, I like ketchup. I like people that eat ketchup. What I don't like.
Just joking.
What
Let's talk about what I don't like.
Yeah. What I don't like is
not what we
niggas
should-
that.
We should even like in those moments that we might feel like we're pushing a boundary or like being extra. Like, you nigga, fucking be honest. It's called the podcast is called On God, nigga. When we say On God, the reason why we called the podcast On God. Well, of course, rest in peace to my nigga Big Germ forever, because he's the one that put us. I mean, this is slang that everybody uses, obviously, but Big Germ is cool. It's cool like that. Big Germ is the one that kind of would say it the most around us, and we kind of picked it up from him, just being around him so much. And it was, to be honest, it's like when you're being honest, you say On God.
On God.
You know, so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be honest, bro. So be
On
honest,
God,
man.
what I hate.
Don't get us canceled before
on
we
God,
make it,
what I
nigga,
hate
please.
is people following me around in the grocery store.
Oh yeah,
me
that's for
too.
sure.
Hold up, look. You know what's so crazy? Man, I went in some random grocery store or market to try to get money out the ATM.
Yeah.
I just went in there to use the ATM, and it was a security. I didn't know it was some racist shit. I'm not gonna say the racist of the security guard, but this dude is a fucking idiot, man. First, the security guard is standing right there. Then I asked one of the dudes that's working right there. I'm like, "Yo, is there ATM in here?" And he's like, "Yeah." He pointed out where the ATM was. I'm like, "Cool." Yeah. And I went over there. Then the security guard started following me over there. So I'm just like, "What are you doing, man?" And he's just behind me, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And he didn't say nothing. He didn't say anything to me. He just kind of like ignored me, and then went to acting like he was looking for something. And I'm just sitting there like, "Yo, I didn't even put my card in the thing yet." I'm just like, "Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?" I'm serious. I'm sitting there telling him, "I'm gonna rob the ATM."
Yeah.
And I just get my money. I'm just like, "These motherfuckers is crazy."
That shit happened to me a lot, bro.
Huh?
That shit happened to me a lot.
No, the worst thing that ever happened to me. Well, it's not the worst thing. I mean, the most racist shit that ever happened to me before. Well, I was walking up to a liquor store, and the security guard see me like this. I'm walking up. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And the nigga closed the door while I was walking up. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "No, we're closed."
That's wild.
I'm like, "Yo, there's people here shopping, bro." He's like, "We're closed, man." I'm like, yo, it was so racist.
Yeah.
Yo, and now it was just so funny to me. I couldn't even be mad. I was just laughing like.
Yeah, some people are out of their mind, bro.
It was just so hilarious to me, bro.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, cool. And in my head, I'm like, well, all right, man. I could sit here and argue with this dude to let me in and open the door. But why am I gonna?
Yeah.
Do I really want to give you my money? Fuck it. I gotta give you my money. Like, so far I can walk away. Fuck it. And then I walked away and turned around. The nigga opened the door out. I was like, yeah, this is some crazy shit.
Yeah, that's happened to me before. You know, I'm not gonna lie. When I used to notice it so much, where I was like, fuck it, nigga, I'm just gonna steal. The nigga start following me. I'll be like, oh, you gonna follow me? Cool. I go close to the door. I just look at something before I get out the door, and I just grab that bitch and run. Like, fuck it. You wanted me to steal, but I was young and dumb, low key. I was like, you know what?
That's the energy there they were attracting.
You wanted me to do it, nigga. You've been following me around this whole store like I'm gonna steal something. So I got to the end of the store. I looked at something down. I grabbed that bitch and I ran away, nigga. I never went back to that place ever though.
Well,
because I was terrified.
Sometimes I'd just be like, I used to be stealing in the stores.
Yeah, I was about to say, nigga, don't talk about like you didn't.
I was stealing, you know. Maybe some they had a reason to just look at me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now when they really be cautious, I'm like, I understand why. 10 years, 20 years ago, I would have stolen. I really would have stolen some shit. Yeah, I understand, you know. Yeah. But now I wouldn't, you know. Yeah. Now, but I get it.
But like, let's tie back to the.
But the thing about when you said about people not liking the podcast, man, it's not for everybody. It's just like music, man.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about like break. The internet of how like you said, like that whole like it's the internet is a fucking toxic ass place, and I've noticed like even like social media is like kind of crazy, but it's very beneficial. It could be a good place as well. It could be a spot where like you could like really indulge and like learn some new shit or like find something different and learn about different things, but you could also find the craziest shit you've ever seen in your life and like just different weird energies, but it depends on what you pick, honestly. So in my mind, it's like that self-doubt goes back and forth, but it's like, damn, I'm not worried. Because again, I don't think this idea is a bad idea or this shit is trash. I think it's a really dope idea, but that self-doubt always creeps in and I'm like, damn. And you know that usually happens to me a lot whenever I start something new. It's like, damn, I start doubting the fuck out of it. And I'm like, ooh, fuck, I like kind of feel like I missed my target or missed the time I was supposed to do something. And I'm like, damn. And I like learning now, like not to think that way and like kind of revive it. That's why I like the 30s. 30s feel more clear. When I was in my 20s and I was feeling this way, like it was like, nigga, it was downhill. Yeah. I'm going into some depression. Nigga, I'm sad as a bitch.
The uncertainty is crazy.
Exactly. Like, fuck, shit. Oh, man, you just feel so sad. You're like, man, why am I thinking this way? But now, like, I feel more clear, so I'm like, damn, I can tell, like, bro, this is not, it's not what I'm thinking, you know? Like, I haven't done it yet. I should try it first and figure out from there. And again, it's not work in progress. It's literally like we starting something fresh. We starting something new. We gotta put it. We gotta figure out the right mold for it. We're gonna do that as we grow and as we work on it. Because again, I do think this shit is really dope, and I love that I'm here with you and well, I was gonna say your names, Ahmad and Bush, because I appreciate the fuck out of you niggas, and I know that there's a lot of life experiences that you guys have and a lot of stories that you guys have that would be dope for people to see online, and even just for us to chop it up and talk about things. The way y'all niggas think and the way y'all they're just your characters are really dope. So I believe in the fuck out of this. So you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I'm not trying to get emotional either. Like, I'm not crying or nothing, but yeah, it's that was just a real moment on God shit, And even that, like, I can tell you guys that because you guys are my brothers.
Oh, definitely.
Regardless of blood, you're my brother,
Shit goes beyond
so I
blood.
can actually have that conversation and be real. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
I have a lot of stories. A lot of stories. Skid Row stories.
Let me just say one. Let me just
We'll
say one
We'll
story.
get into that later on. We'll get into that later on.
This nigga back in the day would walk fucking everywhere, bro. Like you'd be like, nigga, like, why are we walking this far? This nigga, he'd come pick you up from school, and then you're like, hey, let's go. You're like, we taking that bus? You're like, nigga, what? Hell no, this is for food. We gonna walk home.
You know what's so crazy?
On the walker, bro.
When I lived on Vermont and Wilshire. Yeah, Vermont and Wilshire. And then I worked on Hollywood on Cahuenga and Vine.
Oh, you crazy.
I walked there.
This nigga's a walker, bro.
Yeah.
So hold on, let me tell the story, Ahmad.
I walked there.
It was fucking midnight or something. One of our cousins who lived in like upper California area came down to LA, and she's like some real like I don't want to say like she's from upper California, you know what I'm saying, that area, Valley-ish, you feel me? And she just came to LA. I don't know why the hell. Ahmad probably knows. I don't really remember. But all I know is this nigga said we got to go grab her from the Greyhound station. God. And if you're from LA,
once you say
the
Greyhound,
famous Greyhound station in downtown. Oh my God. And this nigga said, let's walk. It was like midnight. We walked down 6th Street all the way through downtown, through Skid Row. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is going on out here? And this nigga's like, just come on, man. Just keep walking. Ain't nothing going to happen. And nothing happened.
Just a walk from downtown, like central downtown to the Greyhound is a long walk.
Oh, God. This nigga love to walk.
I walked through Skid Row, bro. Yeah. I mean, hey, one of the craziest experiences of my life was walking through Skid Row in the middle of the night.
I love you about that you're fucking crazy. Why are you walking through Skid Row at night, bro? Yeah. Why? Why the hell are you doing that? Why were you doing that back in the day?
I don't know. One of the main reasons why around this time there was no dispensaries. So you couldn't go get no weed in dispensaries. So you had to know a weed man. So the weed man I knew served weed in Skid Row. So I had to go all the way over there to cop some weed and go back, So that's why So I knew the niggas, they were selling weed down there. You know what I'm saying?
Must have been fire
but
weed.
there was a lot of shit out there. Not just the weed. It's fire. Yeah, I had some fire. You know what's so crazy about that? The weed man I was going to see, he was selling chronic. He was selling like some of the best shit. Yeah. So it's like $20 for like 20 blunt worth of weed. So we pay $20 for that. It's some bomb shit. So that weed man, I used to go down there and see him all the time. And then I remember I got locked up, me and Salim, the first time when I went to prison. My first time in prison. The first prison I went to. Damn, I was in there. And then I seen him. I seen my weed man. He was like, yo, what you doing up in here? I was like, what? I was like, nigga, what you doing here?
The same reason you in here, nigga. That's how I'm here. Come on.
You know why? You know what he was doing in there? The last time I seen him, I was trying to go buy some weed from him in Skid Row. And he was acting weird. And I was like, yo, my nigga, I just want a dub, like a 20 sack. He was like, yo, hold this bag for me. I'm like, what you mean hold the bag for you? He's like, man, just hold this bag for me. And I was about to grab the bag, and I'm like, hold up, man. Then I see the police coming. I'm like, nah, I ain't grabbing the bag from him. And I start walking, and the police arrest him. they take the bag from him.
Of course.
The nigga had drugs in the bag.
Damn.
And he was trying to give it to me. And that's why
Did you tell him that? Like, hey, nigga, you asked me to hold that fucking bag, nigga.
No, he brought it up. He was like, remember I was trying to get you to hold my bag. You didn't hold my bag. Now I'm in jail. I'm in prison. I'm like, nigga, that's your fault. Nah, was it my fault?
That's part of the job.
I was like, how the fuck is that my fault? He's like, it's all
That nigga
good.
was
Though.
waiting
It's all
to see a
good.
man like, this nigga would have
Good.
held my bag. Nigga, I would have been home right now.
Yeah, but he was crazy. He was cool as hell, though. You know what I'm saying? He was. I didn't know if that nigga was a crackhead or like a drug dealer. He was like borderline, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? He didn't smoke the weed.
Friends with
Maybe he
peace.
smoked crack.
Weird,
But I don't know.
crazy niggas around.
Yo, the nigga had a whole bunch of weed in that backpack, bro.
Oh wow.
I'm talking. He might have had maybe 200 baggies. Is
He's making
$20
money back
baggies like
And he
that.
had chronic,
They're
so
that
it's
small.
probably
He
hard to
must have
get
had
chronic
like
back.
200 of those baggies in there, bro. Chronic bomb shit, nigga. That bomb. It wasn't stress, no seeds, nothing like that.
God bless
It
the
was some
struggle.
bomb shit. It was the weed you can't even get right now.
Yeah.
That chronic, I don't even think
not gonna be the same.
you can't even get that shit right now. You get some shit equivalent to it, but nah, nigga. This weed was like the weed where they said it would literally put you to sleep and have you on stuck mode. That's what happened. I used to smoke that weed and just be stuck like this.
Yeah.
And then be like, what the fuck? And then be hungry. And this the weed would make you hungry, nigga. I was in there eating all the cereal, nigga, eating cereal boxes, putting hella sugar in the cereal. That's what that weed does. But that was my shit to Skid Row. That's why I was in the Skid Row all the time. It was because of
You
weed.
go that late
And
night
this
too.
shit I
That's
seen
crazy.
out there. Was
That
like,
shit is sad.
you know what's so crazy? The craziest thing I've seen, the other craziest shit I've seen in Skid Row, and I was walking down there to get some weed. I
Should've found somewhere
I
else
was
to
walking
buy
down there to
weed.
get some weed, and I seen me and the homie Chris, and we seen our homeboy, a dude that we knew, cool ass dude, man. He was turned out, dressed like a broad with weaves and with a weave in his hair and everything, smoked out on crack. Didn't even recognize me, dog. Me and Chris, and we like, yo, what you doing out here? And he was just like, what? He started.
Then when was the
laughing.
last time you saw him
The nigga
before you
was
saw
high
him?
as fuck of crack. Turn
Yeah, how long?
that night, 2 months before. I seen him 2 months before that night in Hollywood, and he was tripping off Sherm. Before that,
Yeah.
he had a good ass job in Universal Studios, bro. He went to work every day, had a car and everything, bro. Dressed clean, everything, bro. Worked like a motherfucker. Then one day he smoked some Sherm, and he was just trying to beat up like some gay dudes and shit. And we were trying to calm him down. That nigga was like, Ahmad, you coming with me, Ahmad? I'm like, nah, bro. Like, hell no, I'm not coming with you. He was trying to fight a whole bunch of gay people.
unfortunate.
Sherm
And they arrested him.
is a
Called
hell
the
of a
police
drug.
on him. And then after that, when the police arrested him, like a couple weeks later, I seen that nigga in downtown LA, smoked out with the weave like a bitch, bro. And he was telling me and Chris to come up in his room to smoke some crack. We looked at that nigga like, nigga, hell nah, bro. He was the homie, you know what I'm saying? We felt bad for him. We felt so bad for him. We just laughed.
No, I seen
The mayor, the new mayor, I forgot what's her name.
shit. I don't even know. Oh, Karen Bass.
Karen Bass.
I was like, I don't even know, but I know.
Yeah, there was an article about her trying to fix the whole homeless problem in LA.
Yeah.
She said estimated we need 1.3
For what?
billion to
Sheesh.
fix the situation that we have in LA.
1.3
That's how
billion?
bad it is.
Okay, what is that? What is
Okay,
that?
what is that gonna do? What are we doing? Yeah. What are we
That's
doing
something,
with it?
yeah, I don't know. I know LA mayors have gotten money before.
You know what?
and we haven't seen any
we
changes.
need
It's just got
1.4
worse.
billion to fix that. You know, realistically, they're gonna use a couple
Shit.
million. That motherfucker.
No,
I need
She like,
1.5
I
billion.
need 1.5 billion dollars
Yeah.
to fix that. But let's see. Inshallah, I don't want to talk bad because I pray that this lady does something. Because the way it's going, it's like, damn, we need to take care of these people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you just pass by and like, damn, you be seeing people just out of their mind, just doing random shit. I be looking at them like, I feel like like my nigga, like come on, man, like you gave up, bro. Like
Nah,
get
well,
back in the game, my nigga. Like life is not like life. Life shouldn't be like
what?
this. You shouldn't be just out here
Nah,
just
a lot of
spazzing out for
them
no
didn't
reason,
just
bro.
give
Come
up.
on,
It's
man.
just like, man, sometimes you just have to understand how strong some of these drugs are, man. It ain't no joke. When
No, I believe it. No,
you'll
it looks
truly
good.
understand how
That shit
drugs
looks
are,
scary as a
bro.
bitch.
When you see a heroin addict kick heroin, bro. When I was in prison, when I was in jail, in county jail, we used to see people get kicking heroin. You know what I'm saying? You know how crazy that.
I was
You
gonna
know
tell you.
how
I saw. You know
crazy it
what?
sounds.
I saw the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio when he was playing basketball. Do
Yeah.
you remember that? When he was in the Catholic school,
You have to
the
kick.
nigga
Yeah,
started
you have
doing
to
heroin
detox.
and they had him
When
do
they go,
the detox. And it goes about trying to like yelling
bro,
at the black guy. The
that
black
shit
guy trying
ain't
to help him out.
that shit
That's,
ain't
that's
no
the
joke,
closest
bro.
thing I've seen.
Bro, when I was in
Alhamdulillah, I
jail,
ain't
I
seen
used to
nobody
see
go through
dudes.
the detox, but
Bro, I used to see dudes
I
come
seen
in there
Leonardo
the
do
first night, and then you'll watch these dudes, bro, for like a whole 2 weeks just suffer. They first come in there,
yeah.
bro, they start screaming, oh, oh, because of the pain. They just want that heroin. They just start screaming like crazy. They can't help it. Then they sit there and throw up, keep throwing up, throwing up. Then they'll sleep, wake up in pain again, throw up, same thing. Like they're on chemo, like some shit like that, bro, like some cancer shit. You'll see that, bro, and that'll go on for like a week or two, and then all of a sudden, once that shit kick out of the system, they're good, bro. They're cool. They're like waking up, like there will be zombies, and they're just like now coming back to normal.
Damn. So what you
Yeah,
say?
for
It
that
takes
shit
like
to
a good 2
really
weeks.
get the fuck out your system, bro. I've seen people, and people will die from that. You could die from trying to kick that shit.
Yeah.
That's why they give them
trust
whatever
me,
the fuck they give them for that shit. But when you have no medicine for that in jail, they don't give you nothing, bro. Hell nah, you sit there in the cell and
Nothing.
nigga and scream your ass off and be in
That's fucked
pain.
up.
They won't give you shit for that.
Damn it.
Yeah,
So it must
that's
suck
what I'm
if you got shit
saying.
silly.
And then
Yeah.
and then it's really sucks when you're in the dorm with like maybe 50 people. And you're just waking everybody up. Motherfuckers be like, yo, shut the fuck up. Some motherfuckers don't care if you're kicking heroin. Motherfuckers will beat your ass. They be like, they be like, you fucking junk. Yeah, they be like, you fucking junkie.
Imagine a nigga be kicking heroin and the
exactly.
nigga just be like,
Hey,
"Let's shut the
man.
hell up."
There's no
Mopping you up
rules,
as
man.
well.
They
Oh
probably
man, that's so fucking sad.
them
That's
getting
fucked
mopped up
I'm
is
starting to
probably
laugh like
nothing even close to what they're going
hilarious.
through as far as like battling that.
Well, yeah,
Heroin
and then it all comes down to race because it's a black thing, a white thing, and Hispanic people, they'll take care of their people, like their people that kicking heroin, they'll take care of them, bro. They'll sit there and like nurture them and everything, make sure like they're good. It's sad to say, it's black people, man. I don't give a fuck, bro. They sit there and laugh at you. It's for real, bro. Same as
Yeah, it's sad.
yeah,
The
bro.
life is just for you even trying it, right?
Yeah.
It's just like them.
They
trying
laugh
that
at you,
drug,
dude.
they already
Yeah,
laugh at
you're
Like,
just
yeah,
a
like, why'd
fucking
you even do
crackhead
that shit,
junkie to
nigga?
them, bro. And you sitting there dying, it's a joke to them, bro.
How about the white people? They're like doing it together.
Yeah, they're all kicking
They're all kicking it together. Like, fuck, dude.
Because when you statistically, that's man, most common is like Hispanics and white people are more heroin addicts than black people. You won't find too many black people heroin addicts, but you'll find them. But that shit is crazy. When I seen that in real life, I'm like, what the fuck? Never in my life.
And I get that too, and I understand that's why people probably have a hard time trying to like kick drugs and like even in general, like. But it's like, damn, like we really have to figure out a way to help people, like as best as we can. If you think about rehab be expensive as shit for people. Like majority of these motherfuckers ain't going to no rehab, or like going to a rehab where somebody's paying like 10 bands to 20 bands a month, you know,
it's
compared
costly.
to like a city rehab where they don't got the same. They're just saying, my nigga, you got to kick this, you know. Like we got to figure out a way where we can make those rehabs more accommodable instead of accommodating. I'm about to say the wrong word. You heard me say accommodable. Instead of accommodating the people on the streets by helping them make sure they smoke better, like we should use that money to be like, hey, let me accommodate you to get the fuck off this drug and make sure you kick it cleanly and you figure out a way to stay clean, because that's what they need. Majority of these people, you look at them, it's like them. Some people like fucked up their ways and they're like their money's fucked up and they're trying to get better. The majority of motherfuckers out there are like really high.
You know what rehabs do?
They don't give a shit. They're doing whatever they want to do.
Weed rehabs. They have rehab for people that like for instance heroin addicts strung out on heroin. Yeah. They'll go to rehab smoking weed. So the weed will help them kick the heroin. So the weed is good.
I believe it.
Yeah, so it's nothing bad that comes from weed, you know.
We've been know that
for real. Even alcoholics, a lot of alcoholics.
The weed is amazing.
They'll kick that shit from smoking weed. Yeah.
I heard about that. I seen a documentary about people doing ayahuasca to get off of drugs.
Well, that's.
No, I mean, obviously, low key, even that, I was like, you gotta have some bread, nigga.
Yeah.
They go
Why? When you could just get an eighth of mushrooms yourself, go in your room, my nigga, turn on the YouTube, eat some of the mushrooms. Ayahuasca, nigga.
Oh, God.
Save it.
Yeah, man.
Same effect.
Same fucking effect.
Today's episode is pretty dope. We're going to chop it up later on. We're going to bring you guys another episode. I appreciate you. If you stayed this long and you're rocking with us, please keep rocking with us. We're starting things off. We're getting things ready. We're trying to figure this all out. So on YouTube, if you can like, subscribe, share it, comment down below, put a like on the thing. Shit, put a dislike if you didn't like it. Just let us know how you feel. We'll be honest. Keep it on God. And and I appreciate again. I love y'all niggas, and we're going to keep this growing, bro.
It is dope.
This shit is dope. Y'all niggas is amazing. We're amazing. We're going to keep it popping. Y'all stay safe out there and stay dangerous.
Next time
God bless.
Be high.
God
bless.